Yeah. So, like I said, I'm gonna be showing clips that I'm gonna react to about this whole just recently, right? I think today, maybe yesterday as well, or something. I just all these this Wade Wilson criminal case popped up into my feed, so it got me looking about it. I didn't care, but then I heard that women were thirsting for this man, this criminal, this murderer. Women were thirsting for this man. So let's get to it. I'm gonna be showing a bunch of clips. So yeah.
Wade Wilson faces the death penalty.
Did you kill Christine Melton and Diane Ruiz?
No, absolutely not.
His ex-girlfriend says he has two sides to
He
him.
absolutely can be the sweetest guy that you've ever met in your whole life, but he's also a monster.
Tied me up in the back of my own car and tied my mouth shut and my arms and legs and beat the crap out of me.
He has two sides to him, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
On October 7th, 2019, Wade strangled two women just hours apart, Diane Ruiz and Christine Melton,
He should be locked away for the rest of his life.
the face of evil.
I'm not a monster. Yeah, I'm not a saint either. By any means, I've made bad decisions in the past, of course.
A year later, he tried to escape prison.
You can see the damage in the bottom right corner.
During his sentencing, Wade showed no emotion, while the victims' family members gripped each other in pain.
We, the jury, finds as follow as to the defendant in this case. Count 1, first-degree murder, Christine Melton. The defendant is guilty of first-degree murder. Count 2, grand theft motor vehicle. The defendant is guilty of grand theft motor vehicle. Count 3, battery. The defendant is guilty of battery. Count 4, first-degree murder, Diane Ruiz. The defendant is guilty of first-degree murder. Count 5, burglary of dwelling. The defendant is guilty of burglary of a dwelling. Count 6, first-degree petty theft. The defendant is guilty of first-degree petty theft.
So the thing is like the beginning, right? Well, let's talk about it. That's a little gist of what the guy is, right?
Wade Wilson faces the death penalty.
Did you kill Christine Melton and Diane Ruiz?
No, absolutely not.
His ex-girlfriend says he has two sides to him.
He absolutely can be the sweetest guy that you've ever met in your whole life, but he's also a monster.
Can be the sweetest guy you ever met and a monster at the same time. Women are ridiculous. Women are ridiculous. I, it's just beyond. It goes beyond me, right? To think that you can see any sweetness in this guy. Yes, he gives you a flower. Wow, he's so sweet. And then he beats you up and ties you up. He's a monster. I think that kind of negates how sweet he is. This is a thing where women always say, "Oh, what about the lies?" Right? He lied and all this. Well, you fall for it. You easily, right, ignore the red flags. I guarantee you, right? These women stayed with him for long periods of time, even though he's sweet and a monster. The insanity. But we'll continue to talk more and more about this. Let's check this one out.
And this was the man. Be honest, no judgment here. But if you were on a jury and the man on trial, how quickly would you have gotten to your guilty verdict and a death sentence? No judgment, promise.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't know what that one was gonna talk about, but okay.
Of double murder strangulation, does a jailhouse phone interview and says that he is not guilty of what he is being accused of, now going to be sent to death row. Check it out. Listen.
Wade, I mean, I hate to get to the heavy stuff right off the bat, but this is a question a lot of people at home have been asking us. They want to know the answer to, so I just want to ask you right off the bat. People wanted to know, are you guilty of those murders? Did you commit those murders concerning Christine Melton and Diane Ruiz?
No, ma'am, I did not commit these murders, and I'm innocent. I did not.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, you said it. What man? It's like women are so delusional. What good sign, right? When a man has a tattoo on his face. I'm sorry, right? I get it. Culture is like, people are getting tattoos like crazy. But seriously, how could you not see the blatant red flag of a man that has tattoos on his face? He's not stable whatsoever. I'm sorry. I don't know women that love tattoos and shit like that, but seriously, you always see that's a bad sign.
He pulled her out of the car and realized that she was still breathing. He said he got back in the car and ran her over until she looked like spaghetti.
Let's listen to that.
Are you guilty of those murders? Did you commit those murders concerning Christine Melton and Diane Ruiz?
No, ma'am, I did not commit these murders, and I'm innocent. I did not. No, ma'am.
He pulled her out of the car and realized that she was still breathing. He said he got back in the car and ran her over until she looked like spaghetti.
Here's the video, right? That got me looking into. I didn't know nothing about the whole Wade Wilson thing, right? But this video came across my feed and made me look into it.
Women who are commenting under the Wade Wilson video saying how beautiful he is and how gorgeous he is and how it's such a waste because he's such a beautiful man and how you can't wait to follow him to the psych ward and how you want to call him daddy and be his pen pal. Actual comments that I've seen, by the way. What happened to the I would choose the bear energy? Because now we're looking at a real live monster. Someone that we actually should choose the bear over. And because we think he's cute, suddenly we're willing to accept red flags. Another comment that I've actually seen. So what I'm learning is it's only an issue, it's only a concern or a problem if we deem the man unattractive. Otherwise it's flattery, right?
You see that? And look at that, right? I'm gonna show you another video. This thing is like, yeah, I don't say all women, but sadly, I think it's a lot of women. And now, maybe controversially, I think it's a majority of women. And how I think the majority of women is that it has at least, maybe it's not correlation, right? Or maybe causation, you think about it, but women are attracted to very few men, right? They're attracted to very few men. Women in dating app statistics only swipe on about 20% of men. Top percent of men. So women will, like she said, and men have always said this, women will ignore red flags if you are attractive enough. Okay? Here's the thing. Women will also, okay, break rules for the attractive men. Look at this. I've done so many videos. Women will put rules on, the men that like they want to marry or want a long-term commitment from. Yeah, maybe they're attracted to risk takers, but again, that's why I say there's no sympathy for women when it comes to dating. Because here's the thing: if you are not attractive to women, you are a creep. If you are attractive to women, you are you can be a criminal, a murderer, right? You can like catcall them. You can, hit on them. You can do whatever because you're attractive. And that's the insanity of this, right? That it is like you would think, right? Women always say that, oh, men go blinded, by women's beauty. It's universal. Men and women can do that, right? Or they will ignore red flags regardless of it. That's the insanity of it. So here, and this is a woman saying all these comments that she's seen. I didn't look because I didn't look too deep into it, but again, shows you a lot.
Coming into the Wade Wilson video saying how beautiful he is and how gorgeous he is and how it's such a waste because he's such a beautiful man and how you can't wait to follow him to the psych ward and how you want to call him daddy and be his pen pal. Actual comments that I've seen, by the way. What happened to the I would choose the bear energy?
And that's, the whole I choose the bear thing, the hypocrisy of it, the disgusting of it. Like I said in the beginning, okay? It has been recorded that women have wrote letters to serial killers. Women have, there are fan clubs for criminals, right? Murderers, rapists, terrible men. They have a fan club. There's women writing letters to these men, talking to these men. It's like, and like I said, a lot of these criminals, a lot of these men that are in prison, they have children. They have children outside. Okay? Women have found these men attractive, wanted to be with these type of men. And even some of these men comes out, they will still get women. Right? Women will still ignore your rap sheet. Ignore that you are a criminal, that you are a bad man, and still give them your body, give them your youth, give them your time, give them kids. The insanity of it. And like, I've seen it where, the serial killers of the past have gotten so many women up in arms wanting to, talk to them, write letters, be with them and shit like that. Insanity of it. Yeah, that is insane, right? The Pookies and Ray Rays, right? Locked up, will have plenty of kids. Yet the man that's working at McDonald's, working a job, right, keeping his nose clean, not being in trouble, will be laughed at, will call boring, be a joke, will be looked down upon. I recently put a video, right, where I hope you guys watched it, right? Women said that, oh, do you do drugs? Do you drink? He said no. Oh, you're boring. What do you do? Seriously, doing these acts, right, makes you boring. If you don't do them, you're boring. If you don't drink, you don't do drugs, you're boring. And this is the thing, where women, especially sometimes in cases like black women, think that most black men are criminals. No, because this is the thing with women, right? How they view that, okay, all men are cheaters. No, men aren't cheaters. The men that you surround yourself with, the men that you're attracted to, the men in your circle that you see, that you notice, yeah, they're the cheaters. But in most cases, women don't notice the larger percentage of men, right? Because most men are invisible to most women. You don't even notice the CVS cashier, the McDonald's worker. You don't notice the man that's walking by you, right? You don't notice these other men because they're invisible to you. But the men you're attracted to, of course you notice these men because you're attracted to them. So, these men that you're attracted to, they're cheaters, they're criminals, they're thugs, they work the streets. So in women's eyes, right, in their minds, oh my God, men are criminals, men are thugs, men are cheaters, men are abusers, men don't want to get married. No, this is why I say it so many times. No, not men, the men that you want, The men that you're attracted to are the cheaters, the liars, the thugs, the drug dealers, all this stuff. The men that you want. Those are the men, not men.
Now we're looking at a real live monster. Someone that we actually should choose the bear over. And because we think he's cute, suddenly we're willing to accept red flags. Another comment that I've actually seen. So what I'm learning is it's only an issue, it's only a concern or a problem if we deem the man unattractive. Otherwise it's flattery, right?
That's how it is. That's the insanity of it.
I am genuinely convinced that many of you have completely lost the plot. Why have I seen multiple thirst trap videos of Wade Wilson? If you don't know who Wade Wilson is, he was just found guilty for brutally unaliving 2 women. To mention he's literally a white supremacist, like he has a swastika tattooed on his face. Y'all have absolutely lost it. This is the problem with true crime consumption. Obviously, I'm not saying...
And true crime consumption. Women, okay? Women are predominantly the ones that are the consumers of true crime things, right? Entertainment. Women. That says a lot about women's mentality, right? How they think. They are addicted to these dangerous situations, dangerous content. Okay? It says a lot about women.
All true crime consumers are like this, but many of you do not see the victims in these cases as real people. Y'all literally see these cases as a form of entertainment and nothing more than that. Please get it together. I am genuinely convinced.
Yeah, that's the thing. This is a guy that I like, so if you ever see him, like I think it's LJ Truth. Yeah. He's cool. I like him.
Surprised by what some of these women are commenting under the thirst trap compilations of Wade Wilson. You know, the guy who brutally murdered 2 women and tried to murder his girlfriend. Why do you think this movie series was so popular among predominantly women? I've never seen them, but it's essentially about the love triangle between a woman, a vampire, and a werewolf. 2 monsters. And you have women commenting, I can change him, or I might need to see my therapist after this, under videos of Wade Wilson, a monster. So again, I ask, why do you think this was so popular? Just sit and think about the kind of character he was and some of the things he did in this movie. Now tell me, why do you think this movie was so popular? Everybody knows this character, right? Of course you do. Why do you think this TV show was so popular among
I think that's the You TV show. I didn't watch that because I thought it was toxic. In my opinion, this guy was a stalker. This guy was disgusting. So I really didn't. I didn't find that interesting to watch a show of pretty much a toxic character, and people liked it, particularly women. And he's right. All these things. No wonder women choose the bear. Okay, because essentially a monster, a beast. No wonder women would choose the actual dangerous creature, because you can see. The things that women consume, they are addicted to the danger. This is why I don't have empathy for women when it comes to dating. Because you can't trust women's logic. You can't trust women's opinions. Because what you can trust is women's actions. The things that they do. And what do? They go for the terrible men consistently. Okay, the bad boys, the players, the Pookies, the Ray Rays, terrible men. They will go for the men that will cheat on them, abuse them, lie to them. Okay, in some cases, these criminals, they will go for these men because you gotta think in society, right? The men that are the corny men, right? The geeks, the nerds. Let's say the men that don't get in trouble, and that's a lot of men, majority of men, right? They're not having that much play in the dating market. The men that are, like I said, are the bad boys, are the terrible men. Those are the men that have the most play. Okay, this is the thing. Women aren't, saying, no, I'm not going for the bad men. I'm going to go for the men that are stable, that, they're maybe not that exciting, right? They don't live the street life or whatever, but they're proper men, they're moral men, they are nice men, they are men that would not cheat on you, good men. But no, I'm going to constantly go for terrible men that will use you for sex, men that will lie to you, men will abuse you, men will cheat on you.
Women. It's the same reason why this movie exists, and it's exactly why some women are fantasizing over Wade Wilson. One of women's deepest fantasies is to encounter an aggressive man, maybe even dangerous man, and be the one to tame him. That's why the bad boy archetype as a love interest is as popular as it is, not only in movies, but in real life too. It's not that women actually want a dangerous monster if it came down to it, but they'll still fantasize about it, and some of them might even explore that fantasy. It all comes down to wanting to take that risk and seeing if they can be the one to tame the beast. And now that I look at him, he kind of...
That's the thing, right? It's because women are addicted, right? The dopamine effect of high and lows of emotions. I think they say they don't want the monster. They say they don't want dangerous men. What they do is that they still date the dangerous men. They still go for the bad men. Because here's the thing. How is that man, Wade Wilson, okay? He will have probably more girlfriends than I have, right? He's probably been laid more than I ever have had. Look at that, right? Here's the man that is absolutely abhorrent. Disgusting, but he will most likely have a higher body count than most other men. That is mind blowing. That is mind blowing. Now here's a man that is disgusting, right? He is evil incarnate, but he will most likely have a higher body count than most men. That says a lot. Right? That says a lot in my opinion.
Look like a grizzly bear. Maybe women weren't lying when they said they choose. Nah, never mind.
Yeah. That's the insanity of it. And I don't know. I mean, I've said it a lot, right? This is the whole Wade Wilson thing, okay? It shows me a lot. The hypocrisy and the delusions of women. And this is why I say I don't have a lot of sympathy when it comes to women. Because the things that they do counteracts it. The actions, right, that they do counteracts the crap that they say. Because here's the thing. Women will cheat on you with the players. They will go for the men that have cheated in their past. Go for the men that, are drug dealers, are scammers, are, street dudes, are just have a criminal rap sheet. But a man that doesn't, he's boring. Because this is what I honestly believe. A lot of women, like I said, they are addicted to the dopamine effect of high and low emotion. Because here's also a statistic that I don't know, but like women are the ones who easily get bored in relationships. So this is maybe controversial, but that's why a lot of women divorce. They pick divorce because they're bored with the man. My personal opinion, I don't think that it's because he makes less or, he cheated on her. No, because she's bored of him. He doesn't give her butterflies anymore. So, I don't know. This shows you a lot. This whole the Wade Wilson thing is a study on women, right? And it proves a lot of things, right, that men have been saying. That they will break rules, right, for the terrible men, for the attractive men, or make rules for men that they're they're not attracted to. Because here's also another craziness. Women have said this: I will make a man wait if I see a future with him, if I see a relationship with him. I will make a man wait, right? Wait for sex. But on the flip side, if I don't see a future with him, but he's attractive, but I don't see a future with him, I will give it to him right away. The insanity of that. The insanity of that ideology, right? That way of thinking. I will reward a man because I don't see a future with him. But I will, punish a man when I see a future with him? Where's the logic in that? That's why, like I said, I don't have sympathy for women when it comes to dating. I don't, because they don't make sense. Their ideology, their way of thinking do not make sense. So, yeah, what do you guys think?